Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. It's time for a bit of a Friday chat. I think I positioned that light in the wrong place, but we won't worry about that. Let's continue onwards. So I hope you've been well this following week, well this previous week, and enjoying the videos going up. We're keeping a bit of a momentum this time. So I've been keeping a note on things going on this week. Won't we do individual blogs? I thought we'll wrap it all up all in one there. So yeah, so increased content at the moment. So thank you for that. That's largely because people that have become members on the channel which are helping it keep going, so thank you. I must alliterate as well that if you don't become a member you won't be left behind. The videos will still go up for free, but I'm in a bit of a tight spot at the moment, so if you can spare some change then membership is good. We'll come to some shout outs of people a bit later on in the video that have gone to that second tier. So if you want to find out what that is about, then click on the join button. It gives you a bit more information, but don't feel pressured if you don't want to do that. The main aim of the channel is to ease stress and have a bit of fun with retro gaming and retro talk. So thank you very much there. Now, this week I've finally bit the bullet because I showed you my hair last week. Oh, it's a bit shorter now. I had some clippers in the cupboard and they had rust on them. And I thought, what the hell, I'm not going out anyway, so let's just try it and give it a go. I set it on 8. It did say in the instructions there, if you didn't have any gel, they might not cut, so I thought, oh well. But I had to go over it a few times. It's not perfect by any means. It's a bit longer in some places than others, but you know, I can get away with it. And with rumours that the hairdressers aren't going to be open until mid-June, you know. Admittedly, it's a lot easier to do your hair if you're a man rather than a woman, because you can just do a buzz cut, and that's essentially what I did. So it was a bit scary, but it was fine. And I always thought if it didn't work out well, I could just put it on a shorter setting. The only problem I sort of like had is what happens if I was halfway through and then the thing broke because the system was so old. But you know, I got away with it. So I know a few of you on Twitter have communicated that you've done a buzz cut as well. Any disasters, or has it gone all fine? Yes, okay, things can go a lot wrong, but if you be careful with it and go over the same spot over and over again, I don't think there'll be any issues at all.
TK421.
What?
TK421, wire to at your post. TK421, do you copy?
I'm on an undercover mission. I've just learned something about haircuts which will be crucial to the Empire.
Yeah, well, that was interesting. Well done. Didn't know I was getting spied on. Now, in the week, well, a couple of weeks ago, I got a phone call which I didn't answer. It's a missed call on my mobile. I thought that's a bit strange because no one phones me up on my mobile phone because I don't tend to use it that much. But anyway, I had a look at the missed call and it said it was from Papua New Guinea. And I thought, who do I know from Papua New Guinea? No one. So I let it go. And then a couple of weeks later, well this week actually, I got a call, another missed call, Sierra Leone. So what's going on here then? So that's gone a bit weird. I don't really give out my number to too many people. And I did a bit of a Googling and I think I worked out what it is. Apparently there's this scam going down, been going down for a little while, where people give you a phone call on the hope that you think, who the hell is that? And then click on return call, and you're calling some country or some premium rate number and get charged loads and loads of money. Yeah, so if you get a call, just to let you know, and it's from some weird country you don't remember, obviously check where it's from first of all, rather than just hitting redial straight away or call it back, because you're in for a whole load of woe. So, you know, you can tell that to the Empire if you want. So, you know, well, there's scammers everywhere, isn't there, really? And they're absolute scumbags. So Sierra Leone and Papua New Guinea, that's what I think it would have been, unless it's just a random occurrence that happened there. Sports at the moment, there's not too much sport on the television, is there really? So it's a little bit boring. There's the eSports though, which we'll come to in a moment. But the Premier League football is going to be back on the 15th of June. That's football. So I don't know if you follow football. You might follow it more if you're in the UK or Europe. So I was hoping that the league would get abandoned, so it'd be quite funny because Liverpool are so far ahead. But I think it's only fair that it resumes. Lots of sports have been postponed. I'm not sure what's happening with the Olympics. The Premiership's going to end later, and then the new season will start sooner. It's all gone crazy. So if you're into your football, if you run a YouTube football channel, I don't think you had too much to talk about at the moment, but that's going to be back on, I believe, 17th of June. So roughly the same sort of time that you can have your crazy haircut if you want to, unless you're going to do a buzz cut like I did. I think I bought those clippers years ago for about £30 or something like that, and then never ever used them. I don't know why. I've been forced to cut my own hair now. I think I could probably save a little bit of money, but I wear hats in advance anyway, so we're probably going to be okay on that sort of score. I mean, when you look at news that's happening in the week in the UK at least, you can't have escaped that news about Dominic Cummings. Now, I don't seem to get political, but this annoyed me a little bit, as it has done a lot of people. Now, if you don't know who Dominic Cummings is, he's a political advisor to the government. So I think they rely on him quite a lot. But basically, because we're in lockdown at the moment, there's really strict rules about what you can and can't do. Well, that was at the time even stricter than what it is now. And they're saying people had to stay at home. They can only travel for essential journeys. So people were respecting that, even to the point where they had loved ones that are really ill in hospital. In some tragic cases, they couldn't even visit them, and they passed on. So really, really bad. But people were respecting it. There's hardships, but they're doing best so the disease doesn't spread. And then come the news that Dominic Cummings had gone over all this. So one rule for one rule for another, and he travelled all the way from London up to Durham. I think a family member may have been ill, so there was some circumstance there. But if they said forget those restrictions, I'm going to visit anyway. So it's like, okay, bad, but maybe we could have let that go. But what made it worse was the following day, or a couple of days later, he travelled from Durham 30 miles away to a beauty spot called Barnard Castle. His excuse was he just wanted to check that he's well enough to drive. Also citing as an excuse, he wanted to make sure his eyesight was good enough so he can drive. Now, I don't know about you, but if you want to test your eyesight, you don't test it by doing a 30-mile drive. That makes no sense at all. Why would you drive 30 miles? I mean, what happens then if you crash or fall down a ravine? Oh, my eye's not good enough. You don't get in your car, test your eyes. If you've got any problem with your eyes, you don't drive, or you let another member drive if possible. So anyway, there's all these things come up saying they must sack him. But Boris wouldn't, and they're making excuses there that he'd done the right thing. Everyone's really annoyed, and I think what's going to happen here is enough time's going to pass that people forget about this story, and then we just move on. But you could understand, can't you, if people have gone to that level of anger, that level of anger. It's not surprising there. Not surprising. So, driving
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style? Hey, keep rolling there.
Okay, I will. Yeah. Back to the Future, great movie. I hope you got the 1.81 gigawatts that you wanted. It's strange round here, but we try and keep it fun. If you've got any suggestions there, put it in the comment section below. Hopefully at some point I would like to do this live, so a bit interactive, so you can talk as well, and then it'll make it a bit longer, and we could I could look at the stream of questions and answer those and all those sort of things. Now, another story that caught my eye, getting back to gaming for a second, you might have heard of this Formula E driver called Daniel Abt, ABT, who drives for the Audi team. Now, because the Formula 1 and motor racing in general isn't really active at the moment due to the restrictions, there's been a big boom in eSports online, where the graphics are so good, it's like driving the real car, although to watch it is. They have sort of like rigs connected on the internet, so you have a steering wheel, brakes and all those sort of things. Now, this driver called Daniel Abt had been taking part in a few of the races up to that point, but had never done really that well. And then there's the most recent race, I believe, in Berlin, and he'd come third place, and he'd driven really, really well. Now, for whatever reason, it did arouse the suspicion of some of the other drivers, including Stefan van Dorm, and he queried it, and there was an inquiry into how he suddenly got a lot better. Now, I'm not one for cheats at all, but it turns out that Daniel Abt wasn't actually driving. he wasn't taking it that seriously. He got a ringer in, so a professional gamer called Lorenz Herzing, to actually drive for him to come that third place. So he basically conned everyone. Now, in his defence, he might have thought it's just a game, it doesn't really matter, not taking it very seriously. But it's a question now that gaming's really overlapped. It's a question of scruples into his modern day race career, his real race career. And Audi, I believe they either suspended him or sacked him from his actual real drive. Now, maybe it's just a warning they're going to take him back. But that seems a bit strong. But it is pretty much showing that Audi don't want to be connected to people that are proven cheats. Good. There's a lot of cheating in video games and stuff in general, so I'm glad that they cracked down on that. What do you think about that? An overreaction, or were they right to do those things? A Daniel Apt for Audi there. So, you know, online gaming is getting maybe serious as real life driving. So let's just come to the memberships again. I mentioned at the start of the channel. It's picked up a little bit since I first launched it, but, you know, I'm still struggling a bit financially, I don't mind telling you, so I might have to try and think of something else as well, so I can get my thinking caps on. So have a look at those memberships, do consider it, it helped me out greatly. And the people that have gone for the second tier, I promise a shout out. Now these people I'm shouting out, I will just shout your names, but if you ever want me to promote a project you're doing, it don't have to be YouTube, it can be anywhere, it can be a local project, or shouting out something that you're up to there, and I will actually tell people about that. So put that in the members only thing, or send me a message. But there's 4 people on that second tier. I respect everyone on every tier as well, so there's about 6 of you time recording have done the first tier, which is great. That does help, that's really brilliant. People that can do the second tier, which isn't too much more, will get the shout out as well. So that would be Stuart Clegg, thank you Stuart, really helpful. Jason Holmes, fantastic. Andrew Gibson, thank you very much. And Tom as well, rather be called Tom than his actual sign-on name. Now, also as well, once you comment, you get a green badge next to your name. And if I'm answering all the comments as I tend to do, I will focus on those ones first, because it's natural, you're supporting the channel, I want to push as much as I can. But it's not a 2-tiered thing, I will answer every comment, but yours I might come to that bit quicker. So what else do I want to mention as well before we go into the weekend? There's some Spectrum games that will be going live on the Saturday and Amiga ones on Sunday. Members will already know what they are going to be. I'm really into space. You might be following this story or not. Commercial spaceflight. It's going to be the future. SpaceX, run by Elon Musk. It's supposed to be a takeoff of a rocket going into space on Thursday. I was watching that online by NASA's YouTube channel. 2 astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, were due to the first launch in 2011, but the first commercial launch. They was going to take off and dock with the International Space Station, so it's all a timing thing. But unfortunately, it got scrubbed at the last moment because the weather wasn't quite good enough. So that's been rescheduled for Saturday. So I will be looking at NASA's site again to see if that takes off. Hope all goes well. But you know, if commercial spaceflight takes off, there'll be extra competition from other companies as well, and that's the case where we start doing asteroid mining, the trip to Mars suddenly becomes possible because money's involved and the big commercial things take place. And you know, it's going to be a massive leap when that happens, from just being us little humankind on Earth to going to other places as well, and the learning is going to increase exponentially. So it's really exciting times. And this is, I wouldn't say it's almost as exciting as the first time man walked on the moon, seeing that footage, but if you can watch this, you will say, yeah, I was there and I watched the first footage of the first commercial space flight, and it's going to be really things. So don't underestimate that. That's going to be absolutely awesome, I think. So yeah, so thank you again to the members there that's helping me keep going. I might look at a few things as well. That's hopefully that gradually builds. People have asked me as well about putting up videos of other systems. Now there's a maximum what I can do at the moment, the time I've got available there, but I will keep pushing. The Thursday slot, generally I've been doing revisited of Spectrum games, and also the compilations there, look back on the last 50 games. That's going to probably happen for about the next 2 weeks or so. Then after that I will be looking at the best games I think from other systems. So we're looking at SNES, hope you like them. So it'd be good to see Mario Kart, F-Zero, ones like that. Nintendo 64, I might have the odd look at the odd one. Commodore 64, I'll just be plucking them out. So NES, these will all be emulated. Of course, Game Gear, perhaps Master System, perhaps maybe the odd BBC Micro, we got that to work. So I would like to expand on what we're doing. I will keep doing ZX Spectrum because that's the system I grew up with. Commodore Amiga as well to a degree, although there's not quite as many games on that. We touch on the Sega Mega Drive as the normals, and then we'll see how that goes, because I am rather dependent on well, I go by the views, the comments, and what people think as well. So thank you for staying with the channel this week. There's going to be a bit longer these going forward as I look at odd things that have caught my eye in the week there. So thanks again. Have a good weekend. There will be videos, as I say, going up at the weekend. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.